Wisconsin, home to many, but also home to one of the oldest paved mile racetracks on the iRacing market and, of course, in the motorsports world. Welcome to the Wisconsin State Fairgrounds and to the Milwaukee Mile. My name is Oliver Rambo, bringing you all of racing action from start to finish this afternoon from round number 7 of the Speed Cup Series. We swing out to beautiful Milwaukee, to the Milwaukee Mile, a racetrack that has been steeped with so much famous history. And of course, tonight's race will kick off round number 2 here of the mid-season tournament, hosted by Highline Diecast Collectibles, as we look set to rumble on out for what will no doubt be an absolutely stellar bout of racing action here on this Thursday afternoon. Let's look at the point standings entering racing action today, and this is for the main series. Ethan Amberg still up by 14 over Ryan Shelton for the points lead, but remember, it's all eyes on that battle for 10th with a good 9 points separating Matt Schlosser and Jason Melilo for the last spot within the mark this afternoon. And of course, several drivers being bumped up and down. The top 5 your points remain unchanged, but the big story, of course, those mid-season tournament points as Highline Diecast Collectibles get set to throw down the gauntlet with a 6-race tournament spanning across 2 series. This is round 2 of 6 this afternoon. Philip Scott leads the way in these points, with Kyle Holden trailing in a very close second with just 2 points behind. 3 points out is Nicholas Coate with Ethan Amberg and Brent Allen, along with Tim Branson, all still within a 10-point margin for the top spot. So that is where things lie as of right now in terms of the points. Want to give a quick shout out to some of the folks that helped keep the lights on here, and well, their spot to the mid-season tournament feels only right to start with them. Tonight's race is brought to you by One Highline Diecast Collectibles, your go-to source for high-quality NASCAR diecast and memorabilia. Whether you're hunting for the latest releases, rare finds, or looking to sell your own collection, they've got you covered. Plus, don't miss their live auctions every week on Facebook, where you can score incredible deals on must-have collectibles. Check them out and follow them along at facebook.com/HLD Collectibles, where passion for racing meets collectible perfection. And by Brookstone Animal Hospital. Brookstone Animal Hospital is a double AHA accredited full-service veterinary, medical, boarding, and grooming facility serving Metro Atlanta, with a mission to provide modern and up-to-date medicine while also tailoring care to the health and well-being of all animals. Visit BrookstoneVet.com to schedule your appointment today. Other sponsors include Beer Street Journal, Twist Steel Steak Appeals, Sim Wrap Market, and Race Wrap Guy. So with all that said and done, qualifying getting set to draw to a close this afternoon. About 60 seconds remain. Only one car right now is attempting to qualify. That driver is Ben Mashburn, the Jordan's number 23 Camry, working around the flat turn 1 and 2 banks as this facility gets set to put on another great show. Again, over 30 cars ready to rumble this afternoon. Coming across to the start-finish line this time by, and he is going to find himself remaining in the 17th place spot. Ryan Shelton attempted to put down a lap. He should be able to get one in. This track virtually unchanged since its inception here in 1954. The 1-mile configuration has remained. There's been a half-mile dirt oval and a quarter-mile dirt oval that was demolished in 66, and the road course, of course, being used up until 1984. But the oval course still remains, with that road course being refurbished now to a 1.8-mile facility. And well, with qualifying drawing to a close, we are ready to take a rundown of what things are going to be looking like when we go racing for the next 150 laps. It's going to be a long one, and everybody is ready to see what this track has got in store with a new quantity for the Speed Cup Series. Starting up on pole position this afternoon, you got the likes of Philip Scott alongside Cosmin Dionistu, with Matt Schlosser picking up the 3rd place position for Interstellar SRV. It's Jason Garcias then holding on to 4th. Martin Blue for MGR will be back in 5th, with Ethan Amberg for Highline Motorsports in 6th. Stan Hausman starts in 7th. Jeremiah Vincent in 8th, Nicholas Coate in 9th, and Josiah Vincent rounds out the top 10. Joey Barrett will start his run in 11th on row number 6 alongside Benazzi Major, with Wesley Dunphy for Vincent Motorsports in 13th place, and HLM driver Dalton Powell started in 14th. MGR's Doug Milner starts 15th. Ryan Shelton will start in 16th. Justin Mello will start at 17th with Ben Mashman for MGR in 18th. Tim Branson for Hillbilly Motorsports is in 19th, and Christopher Darling, owner of MGR, closes out the top 20. Moving down through the field from there, you got Nate Cotilla and Sedarius Days, HLM teammates, closing out row number 11. Row 12 holds Arabia Caton and Corey Hutchinson. Colton Easterday and Dave Farella back on row 13. Row 14 holds Jason Shue and Ryan Newman. And the last car within a second of the leaders was Garrett Austin and Terrell Wheeler. Jeffrey Reed closes out the tail of the field with Chris Sawyer not putting down the lap time and is yet to grid. Might not be making the call for racing action this afternoon. So it's a new track, but it is definitely not a new field, as you got yourself everybody in this pack that has already made at least one start throughout the course of the season. Going to make this a relatively easy run to keep track of. 32 cars, though, are ready to roll on out from one of America's oldest 1-mile paved ovals. Field working down the back straightaway for the first and only time before we go green flag racing. Again, these turns, boy, are they ever tight. Coming in at only 9 degrees of banking in the corners, 2.5 down the straights. To make this track a significant challenge. And this one could be one where the yellow flag flies a bit more often than we're used to seeing in this championship. The iRacing pace car making the dive into pit row. Green flags in the air. It's go, go, go for Wisconsin. Well, I was about to say so far so good, but we're 4 wide coming off of turn number 4. Christopher Darling shoots for it up the middle while Joey Barrett gonna drop a handful of positions. Wild moments coming off of the final corner as the pack works back down to turn number 1. Philip Scott, meanwhile, holding on to the lead. First swap for positions comes all the way back in 8th, where Nicholas Cote managed to make the drive on Jeremiah Vincent. Take another look at this as the pack comes down the back straightaway. Holy cow, Colton Easterday sent Joey Barrett. Benazzi Major just escaped through the middle. And that caused a 4-wide melee in the mix of this. And apologies, that was Wesley Dunphy. They got into the back of Barrett entering turn 3. Tell you what, a phenomenal save, though, from the number 29 car, and that easily could have been caution flag number 1 of the afternoon. Great driving from all involved. Benazzi Major side by side with Nicholas Cote as he's going to take one away down the inside into turn number 1. Ben Mashman looking to follow through as well. Field really sorting itself out early here in this one as we quickly follow the processional single file racing. Nicholas Cote right now being freight trained from up top has got to find a way to get to the bottom. This isn't a place like New Hampshire or Bristol where you can rip the outside line. When a track's this flat, bottom lane is inherently the fastest way around. And he is going to find his way to the inside, tucks in between Shelton and Christopher Darling. Further down the pack, Corey Hutchinson going to try to attack Sedarius Days, but the Crown Royal number 12 Mustang, oh, he's going to miss the bottom. Slips up and high, and that will allow for Hutchinson to sweep through unimpeded and pick up a spot within the top 20. Ryan Shelton is on the move as he looks for the inside of Stan Hausman. And for fifth, Ethan Amberg and Martin Plute going to go at it. Plute's going to give that one up. Amberg makes an easy pass for fifth. And now, just like Nicholas Cote earlier, Ben Mashburn having some pretty big problems. Oh, Stan Hausman, a slip of the grip coming down the back straightaway, and he's going to drop several spots. Tries to tuck in behind Nicholas Cote. He's loose. He's into the grass. And he's going to go into the inside wall. No caution flag. Looking like we're going to keep this one green. But issues for Stan Hausman in the Beer Street Journal number 39. Just started to kick the tail end out, and on a track this line couldn't save it. Access road didn't help, and he goes into the inside fence. Oh, problems. One car up into the wall. Turn 4, and Matt Schlosser will bring out caution flag number 1 of the afternoon at lap 9. So first caution comes out early, and this is how it happened. Just kind of went in a little bit too deep there, looked like, got into the back of, got the side really of Cosmin Ionescu, and then just finished off by Gracias, but that car was probably already going to go and facing the other way and kind of noses it up into the outside wall, but it ends up being one of those types of no harm, no foul type of situations for everybody else. As he just kind of ran over the tail end there and whoops, up into the outside wall. Jason Gracias looking like he might be about to, well, he did think about coming down pit road. In fact, he is at a pit road. He is not the only one either. There's Matt Schlosser, Colton Easterday, Stan Hausman, and Jason Shue are all in this time. So lights on the iRacing pace car should be going out this time by. Pretty minute incident for yellow flag number 1. Cosmin Ionescu did a good job to keep his number 24 Tiltify Camry underneath him. Ionescu still looking for league win number 1. He has not had a lot of luck in this championship. Seems like whenever he's gotten to the front, something has gone awry, and he is, I'd imagine, is being he's a bit desperate at this point to try and get some kind of good fortune to find the top step of the podium.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag back into the air. We're going to go back to racing action this afternoon as Philip Scott drives right for the field. Ben Mashburn has to scramble to avoid the leading edge at the end of pit road. And down the back straightaway, Scott gets out to the early lead. Ethan Amberg immediately pouncing on Yondashu to try to make the lunge for second. Amberg up 4. Off of turn number 4, completes the pass. Yondashu thought about going back down the inside, but just couldn't justify the lunge. Here we go, bit of 3 wide deep in the field. As Terrell Wheeler, Max Schlosser, and more started to fumble a little bit. Christopher Darling cuts off Ben Mashburn and sends one down the inside of Manatsi Major. Amberg, meanwhile, pressuring Philip Scott for the top spot, looking inside. No dice. Into turn 1. But for all his efforts, he's going to get up there before long. Meanwhile, Plute and Shelton tucked up door to door as Shelton makes the lunge down to the inside of Plute. Further behind them, Josiah Vincent, Van Mashburn exchanging blows, and Major still caught up as the innocent party there. Man, cutting people off into turn 3 seems to be the run and around goes Josiah Vincent. Ben Mashburn gets turned as well. Caution comes out. He's going to get hit by Wesley Dunphy. And the rest of the field will miss him. And so the yellow comes out for the second time tonight. That's in progress. Sent it on Vincent. Vincent did a great job to save. And unfortunately for Mashburn, that car is going to overcorrect right back up into traffic. And looking like there may have been some contact behind it as well, as Corey Hutchinson and Wesley Dunphy kind of came flying in there. Drives it in deep. Vincent cut him off. Bit of a whoopsie-daisy for some. This is going to be the look on board with the 28 of Corey Hutchinson. And yeah, did get into Dunphy just a little bit, and that is what caused Dunphy to get loose and slam into a stopped Ben Mashburn. Now this is with Dalton Powell right on, and yeah, he's just gonna juke up high. Boy, he was not the only one, as Tim Branson also having a close escape. Yeah, whoopsie daisy. Well, lights are out and we're ready to rumble once again. Philip Scott going to work his way through turn numbers 3 and 4. And green flag back in the air as racing action resumes. Double file off of turn 2. And again, more aggressive lane changes. Make sure to use those indicators. Cosme Yondesu just able to clear Ryan Shelton before that turns into anything. Whoa, trouble front straightaway. Arabian Caton goes up into the outside wall, takes Ben Mashburn with him. No caution yet. That's a two-car incident. I'm a bit surprised this isn't a yellow. Both cars went around. Both cars hit the wall, but we're going to keep it green. Looking like, well, a bit of netco, but looking like Caton was trying to just keep it down low on the racetrack, and Ben Mashburn already had the nose in. Hard to tell what was going on from that brief glimpse. Meanwhile, Shelton continuing to try to fend off Cosme Yondesu, and he's going to do just that now. Ethan Amberg will look to pick up a podium. Amberg tracking up from the inside, nearly gets into the door, the number 24, but for the most part, we're able to stay secure. Amberg slides across the nose of the 24 car, and he's able to clear him for the number 3 spot. So Yondesu bumped off of the podium spots for the first time tonight. Meanwhile, deeper in the pack, drivers like Stan Hausman and Terrell Wheeler started to make tracks as well. Well, boy, look out. Wheeler missing the bottom side in the LGR Motorsports number 43 Camaro. Jason Gracias and Joey Barrett now going to exchange hands. Then you see Tim Branson. He just avoided our latest caution. And he now finds himself under fire from the Interstellar SRV number 400. A lot of side-by-side once we're able to settle into the rhythm of things and drivers start to get more confident. Cotil has been tipped. Sliding, overcorrects, outside wall, collects Easterday. Third yellow of the night, a hard hit into the inside wall for the 95. And we're under the caution flags for the third time tonight. Tough break for Easterday, just barely got nicked here as Cotilla came up the racetrack, and that is a huge lick into the inside wall. Barely slowed down an inch. And Cotilla just, well, we'll back that up a little bit further, but you're going to see Corey Hutchinson trying to look down the inside of Cotilla, and right there, got into the left rear quarter panel, and that spins the number 5 around. Caution flag is out for the third time tonight, and several drivers fake pit road. First one to commit is Nicholas Cote. Yellow flag number 3. We'll be back in a moment on Reflight TV.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. iRace or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to Green Flag TV, getting set to return back to Green Flag Racing this afternoon. We are at the end of Yellow Flag number 3. 31 cars started this race, and 30 remain on the lead lap, and 30 remain in competition. Gold TDs today, the first car down and out of the race. Race cars off. Green flag coming back out as we enter the restart zone. Racing action resumes. Fanning out 4 abreast down to the turn number 1. And that's not going to last long. Cotilla immediately getting sent. He is going to catch it though. And once again, this field of 30 cars strong rips into turn number 1 for the 30th time tonight. Already 30 laps down. It'll be 120 to go at the line. So far, longest green flag run, about 9 laps or so, and that would have been the very first green flag run we had on the afternoon. Philip Scott looking like he could be under pressure for the first time. 1 car sliding at the tail end. That is Wheeler. And Wheeler's around. Was not the one I initially caught, as it was Ryan Newman, the first car that started to go sideways. And Wheeler, well, just kind of followed him in sympathy. It's probably one of our quicker cautions on the night. Started to go around and just had some help there from Ben Mashburn to finish the job. Does keep it off the inside wall, so small gains. Very few drivers have been able to retain their starting positions. One of the only drivers to do that so far this afternoon has been Philip Scott. He's been running a very, very clean race at the head of the field. And he again opts to stay out. Bring on down one of the drivers. Let's bring down your number 2 driver, Ryan Shelton. Currently running in the number 2 spot. Ryan, this is Nolan Rempel here at the broadcast booth. Got a copy?
Loud, clear.
Well, it's been an interesting start to this race. You're up 14, and right now a lot of drivers playing games with pit entry. What's your take on it?
Tires are hit and miss here, so we're just trying to figure out when's the best time to use our allocated tires. So we'll figure out a good time here in a minute.
Overall, do you reckon this trend of cautions is set to continue throughout the course of the race? And if so, is that going to be of any benefit to you?
Not at all. I think the cautions, I hope the cautions stop, because it seems that I can get speed on Phillip, but every time I go to try to set up a pass, it ends up being yellow coming out. So hopefully we get a long run coming and I can grab this lead, take control of this race.
Well, we'll wish you the best of luck on the restart. In the meantime, you're second as we get set to go.
Thank you.
Mike Sheldon from Vincent Motorsports out of Pacolet, South Carolina. running in the number 2 spot. And he lines up alongside Philip Scott. Philip Scott, one of only a handful of drivers that's managed to retain his position. Scott, of course, started on pole. He has been in the lead ever since. The only other driver to retain that spot has been Jason Garcias. Started 10th, currently runs 10th. Pace car going to work through 3 and 4. As the field scrambles to bunch up, pace car's off. Green flag back in the air. And already we got cars facing the wrong direction, and that might be a quick yellow flag. Hausman gets clipped. And more cars. Dunphy's around, and he's going to recollect Dave Farella. Well, this race starting to fall apart on us pretty quickly. As again, that is already in progress. Let's try to back this up just a little bit more. Corey Hutchinson just sent it on Joey Barrett. Pretty clear which one caused that, as Barrett's going to spin around, ding off the inside wall. Hausman is already collected up with Farella. And eventually, right about here, Hutchinson is going to nick Hausman and spin him around. There you see Dunphy getting turned as well. And Farella, nowhere to go. Recollected by the spinning 156. Just takes that little bit, you know, and I mean, to be honest, Dunphy should have held his brakes. There's not much you can really say on that. And there's the hit. Hutchinson sent it. No other way of putting it. And he almost had that miss, too. This is on board to the 91 of Dave Farella. And he practically had the thing missed, too. Maybe a little light contact here or there, and then just last second. Well, we should look to go back to green flag racing here. That was by far the quickest yellow flag we've had all race, as we didn't even make it through turn 1. Just some of the nature about flat track racing, it really leads drivers into thinking they have a bit more pace than they do, and they get bold, they make those moves, and often find out the hard way it doesn't work. Pace car set to make its dive into pit road. As the red flag's out once again. 3 wide already. Schlosser down low. One car real slow. I believe that is Farella leaving pit road. Overall, not a terrible restart. Bit of excitement there as they came through one, but otherwise looking clean. Jason Gracias getting the elbows out as he's going to sling one to the inside of a Nazi Major. Sends the Major's Garage 82 up the track. Ryan Shelton was confident that he could get a run, that he might be able to pick off Philip Scott. Well, he's got a line on the inside into turn one. Did he take it, though? As the caution's out again, and I think he may have done just that. Oh, boy, big damage for Arabia Caton. Wesley Dunphy also involved. So Dunphy is in front, just gets loose, and let me guess, overcorrects. Big hit for the 30 and head on into the outside wall. Brutal impact there for the Napa Auto Parts Camaro. That was what Farrell was hoping for, because he's able to get on as the Brookston Animal Hospital lucky dog now. This will be at speed. What a hard impact. Well, that'll be a day ender easily for Caton, and again, it's a tough break. He was hoping for more, and Milwaukee just didn't agree. Approaching the 1/3 distance of this race, just about 6 laps away, should be about 5 laps away from it. They take to the green flag. A lot of cars came down pit road under this caution. I'm seeing Tim Branson came in, Jeffrey Reed was in. So a couple of drivers having some repairs done. Some drivers going for full tires and service. We'll double them up. Track temp right now, just a pretty chilly 79 degrees Fahrenheit, 65 for the air. Cloudy skies overhead, so probably shouldn't get too much hotter than this. Well, the iRacing pace car going to work back around to the front straightaway, and we are set to resume action. Green flag back in the air as racing action resumes with 5 laps for the 1/3 mark. 3 looking, maybe 4. Nope, gonna double it out. Wise choice. That was only gonna end one way if they committed. Shelton started to pull away. Wesley Dunphy around again and into the outside wall this time. Dunphy will take the toe to pit road. And looking for 3 down the front straightaway. Crossman Yondashu and Philip Scott. Side by side for second. Caution comes out, and Shelton's not able to run away with it. Terrell Wheeler, Colton Easterday, both around. Back straight away. There was a hit that Dunphy took into the outside wall, and this is what happened to Easterday and Wheeler. Oh boy, Colton Easterday, wicked sideways off of turn 2. He did collect Terrell Wheeler. And Hausman just sneaking through the middle there. Tough break, though, for a couple of cars as... well, Colton Easterday goes the wrong direction. As Easterday just gonna take the tail end out, slides down next to 43. And this is on board with Stan Hausman. Never mind, he did just get nicked there. Got hit by Joey Barrett, I believe. .100 laps to go when we retake the green flag. Already working yellow flag number 7, averaging under 10 laps per caution right now. And this field's still looking for a long green flag run, the longest run so far. Flying back in the air. And we already got cars around. Coach sideways in 1. Still trying to pedal it as he got sent in the middle of 3 wide. And looking like they're going to recover that. No major problems. Keyword is yet on that one at least. Minazzi Major, Jason Gracias trying to make tracks. Dalton Powell and Josiah Vincent are going at it. 3 wide behind. Justin Mello up to the top shelf. Saw him get involved in an incident or two earlier today. Three abreast back straightaway. Amberg up top, Darling in the middle, and it'll be the 34, Garrett Austin, to back out down low. Towards the top 5, Jason Garcia makes the move. Whoa, look out, Plute sideways. Plute goes around. He's going to rebound off of the water barrels. Yellow flag comes out again. And the Midnight Run Twisted Steel Stake Appeal, number 81, finds himself going for a ride. Caution flag is out again. We'll be back in a moment with this crash into the pit attenuator. Welcome back to Green Flag TV, getting set to return to racing action on lap 57 of 150. Shelton, Scott, Garcias, Yanishu, Powell, and Major for the top 3 rows as the iRacing pace car will, for the 9th time today, make the sharp left-hand turn into the pit road on the front straightaway. Into the restart zone, green flag back in the air, racing action resumes from the Milwaukee Mile. 3 wide already down in the turn number 1 as drivers fan out. 2 and 3 abreast all the way through 1 and 2. Hitting the back straightaway as still some guys go defensive. Others look to make the offensive move around the top side. Here goes Dalton Powell. Really trying for it. Darling gets loose. Slip with the grip. He's going to hang on. And one car doesn't. Into the inside wall goes Brinson. Field somehow misses him. Holy cow, that is lucky. Wesley Dunphy will escape the melee into pit road. Good grief. As Tim Branson with the close shave of the night so far. Taking a look at the Supercuts Camaro as he got, did he have help? Yeah, got run over by Joey Barrett. That spun him into the inside wall, and look at the pack duck around to miss him. That is unbelievable. On board with the number 8 here of Josiah Vincent. As he's just going to cut up high. And then meanwhile, Martin Plute doing similar down low. Easily could have been one of the biggest crashes we've seen so far in the afternoon. So Max Schlosser, Ben Mashburn, Christopher Darling running 7th, 8th, and 9th. Darling scrambles to the inside. Trying to pick off the run for the number 23. Camry Mashburn steps the tail end out. And Garcias does kick the tail end around. Nearly spins that bad boy down the front straightaway. Not a lot of grip out there. Here are the Wisconsin State Fairgrounds on board with the number 1. Whoops. Had to kind of paddle it, able to get it underneath them. There is Pluto up high. Joey Barrett going with them. Jeremiah Vincent, down low. This here, the battle for about 15th on the racetrack. Contact, Plute to the back of the nap on press number 8, sending Vincent into the grass, and one car goes around, up into the outside wall, both Vincents around, caution comes out again, and Plute, one could call it instant karma as he also spins it off of turn 4. Well, it was going good, and then it wasn't. Watch as the 81 gets to the back of the number 8 Camaro, and that sends the 8 into the infield. Kind of clips the grass there, gets upside the ripple strips, and Josiah Vincent got loose and spun his car towards the outside wall, while Plute overcorrected and went down low. Did manage, though, to keep it out of pit road. So caution out for the 9th time, and we are still not at halfway. All right, big pit stories developing up front. Cosmin Yanishu, Jason Garcias. Two of the heavy hitters running at the top 10, both coming down to pit road. Stan Housen will follow them in. No doubt this will be for fuel and tires. Other drivers in include Hausman, Branson, Josiah Vincent, and Dave Farella is into the tail end as well. Sit rep on the field. Again, 31 cars started this race. 28 remain on the racetrack. 27 on the lead lap. Wesley Dunphy gets another lap back with a Brookston Atwa Hospital lucky dog. So lap 66 to 150. As the driver, the Vincent Motorsports number 99 of Ryan Shelton works back to the restart zone on the front straightaway. iRacing pace car will make the duck to pit road. Revs Bill, we're back to racing for lap 67 of 150. Already the big fin out into turn 1. No close calls this time around. Boy, Christopher Darling on the move as he sends one to the inside of Matt Schlosser. As well as Dalton Powell. Contact. Schlosser rubbing doors with the 11 down the front stretch. He's going to back out. Give up the spot for the number 11 entry as the 60 of Powell starts to make tracks up top as well. Nico Tilla really missing the bottom on the coming onto the backstretch out of turn 2. Meanwhile, side by side just about everywhere you look throughout this pack. Plenty of side by side to go around. Now we're just so we can get the long green flag run in. Well, problems back straight away. Jeffrey Reed has gone around and he has found the inside wall. Not sure if that is with help or not. This is on board with Reed. Loose, overcorrected, and he is gonna find the tire barriers on the inside. Oh, and now we got more problems up in turn 2. Something going seriously wrong with Sedarius Days. As again, more contact with Joey Barrett. Justin Mello gets into the 12 as well, straightens him out, and tell you what, Jason Shue with a lucky escape up top. This is on board with him. Shue started down to the inside, taking the defensive line, sees the spin started to happen, and says, you know what, nope, no thanks, cutting up high. Ethan Amberg remains side by side with Schlosser for 4th. Caution! More cars around. Joey Barrett is around Sedarius Days, I think, though, because of our latest yellow flag. As he is going to step the tail end. And he's going to get drilled by Nate Cotilla. Slides the Crown Royal number 12 up the track and just barely keeps that bad boy out of the outside wall. Caution flag number 10 on the racetrack. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back to Green Flag TV. Pretty much the entirety of the field coming down to pit road, this time by under our latest yellow flag. 10th one of the night. This one will push us over the halfway point just as we go to green. Few drivers did opt to stay out on this one. Christopher Darling last pitted on 36. Ben Mashburn on 26. Vincent, Yannishu, Gracias, and Wheeler, also the only remaining contenders to come down to pit road. As everybody else from about 6th on down has just come down this yellow flag for full tires and fuel. Christopher Darling will take up the lead. as we get set to pick up racing action once again. Three and four. And the owner of Max Graphics Racing will look to lead the way off of turn 4. Green flag coming out. Halfway home, 75 down, 75 to go from the Wisconsin State Fairgrounds. Cosme on his shoe, leaning on the door. Vincent, and around it goes! Back straight away, takes out Gracias with him. Jason Gracias spins up. Caution comes out immediately before it can escalate. And we slow it down for the 11th time tonight. Just that little bit's all it takes, and tell you what, that could have been a lot worse. That really could have been significantly worse than it ended up being. Pretty much everybody staying out this time around. And with several drivers still very much in the running, let's see if we can't give a chit chat again to one of the drivers that is a bit further in the midfield. Let's talk to Garrett Austin, currently running the number 12 spot. Garrett, this is Nolan Rempel here in the broadcast booth. Got a copy?
Yep, I'm here, Nolan. How you doing?
I'm doing just fine, and that car's not looking too bad itself. Looks like your day's gone well. Plus 17 of the day. How are you feeling?
Very nervous. I'm not comfortable at all.
Well, despite the nerves, you've been keeping that car very clean. You do start in the mid-pack. Some might say not an ideal starting position for this restart, but do you have high hopes you can still keep that car clean for the remaining 70-some laps?
Yeah, I think I can. I'm, done a pretty good job so far. I'm at a 0x, so I think I can keep it clean. Just hopefully everyone else around me can as well.
And given how this race has gone so far for the field, you reckon your pit strategy is complete, or are you going to be having some more toss-ups?
I cannot tell you any secrets, sir.
Well, I wouldn't be an announcer if I didn't try, right? We'll let you get back to work. Good luck out there on the restart here.
All right, thank you, Nolan. Appreciate it.
Garrett Austin from the Gold Octopus Motorsports crew, currently running 12th place out of Springfield, Tennessee. Well, fair play, fair play. Can't give away the secrets, especially when you're running 12th. Plus 17, having a good day. Fourth most spots gained out of, third most spots gained out of anybody. Other competitive stats, Terrell Wheeler plus 25 and Christopher Darling plus 19. Pace car is looking to dive into pit road. And for lap 80, we'll put the green flag back in the air. Just behind them, Matt Schlosser, Ethan Amberg trying to make moves on Terrell Wheeler. Wheeler being forced out the racetrack Nicholas Code in the middle. Wheeler goes around. Terrell Wheeler sideways, front straightaway. And again, caution is out. Boy, this field cannot catch a break this afternoon as for the 12th time we slow it down. A couple of cars kind of accordioning up in that mess. Unassisted. Well, while we are under this yellow flag period, we'll go ahead and once again shout out some of the guys that helped keep the lights on here for the Speed Cup Series here on Thursday afternoons. Tonight's race of the Speed Cup Series is brought to you by Beer Street Journal, one of the largest online collections of original content dedicated to covering beer culture, education, and the advancement of the beer industry. With thousands of articles, millions of unique visitors, and exposure in over 200 countries, Beer Street Journal is paving the way to enabling category growth, engaging a broader consumer base, and promoting better tasting beer for years to come. BeerStreetJournal.com, the best in beer. And by Twisted Steel Steak Appeal. Twisted Steel Steak Appeal by Marty Plute has a solid punch of sweet and a heat flavor that lingers to let you know what's there. Marty Plute is an award-winning Steak Cook-Off Association chef and has finally revealed his secret recipe rub that will blow you away with flavor. Steak, veggies, fish, pork, and poultry. Twisted Steel Steak Appeal is a rub above the rest. Other sponsors of the Speed Cup Series include Sim Wrap Markets, Race Wrap Guy, Brookstone Animal Hospital, and Highline Die-Cast Collectibles, where passion for racing meets collectible perfection. Lights have extinguished aboard the iRacing pace car as once again we get set to turn them loose. Sit rep, 31 started. 28 remain, 26 on the lead lap. Longest green flag run still comes into play for the first run of the night where we went 9 laps. Field bunches up and loud pedal, we're good. Bit of a rocky start, a bit of bumping around for position. Right around the cusp of the top 5. Christopher Darling trying to defend as Cosme Yonishu looks for the lead. And the Tiltify Camry for the first time all night long finds itself on the top step. Meanwhile, other drivers fanning up behind. Caution again. We got a big mess up here in turn 3, sorry. As Tim Branson and Martin Plute have both gone around. Once again, just can't catch a break tonight. Oh boy, Corey Hodgson way locked up entering turn 3. Collected Tim Branson and Plute had nowhere to go. And that was that. Not as bad of a mess as I thought it was. Okay, a little nick. We're good, though, I think. Coming down the back straightaway to turn 3. Heading at you head on. Watch the black car down to the inside and locks up and into the number 1. And, well, one thing leads to another. And Dave Farella caught a piece as well. Caution flag out again. We'll be back in a moment on Green Flag TV. back to Green Flag TV as the lights extinguish aboard the iRacing pace car. Recap at the top 10. It's Cosby on the shoot, Christopher Darling on the front row. Then it's Mashburn, Shelton, Amber, Major, Powell, Scott, Schlosser, and Coates. Bring up the first 5 rows of this field. To the 22 people watching along, whether you're just tuning in or if you're watching from the start, happy you're joining us for more Thursday night action on Green Flag TV as the iRacing pace car makes its turn in a pit road. And the green flag comes out again. Philip Scott looking for the inside of Benazzi Major. Ben Mashburn still in the mix as well, as Mashburn trying to claw his way to the front after he started near the front row tonight. And he's leaning on Major, bumping him all the way through 3 and 4, trying to push him. Let's get the ball rolling here. A few drivers slipping up wide in 4. And a couple take to pit road. That is Tim Branton and Corey Hutchinson. Both taken to the pits. And Ryan Shelton making the move on the tilt-to-fine. Cameron for the lead. Sends that one to the inside. Yonishu squeezes him in. Contact door to door. The 24 off the top shelf of turn 4. Trying to pull clear of Ryan Shelton. Trouble front straightaway. Joey Barrett's around into the inside wall. Yellow's out again. And I think they gave it to Shelton. Martin Clute has also had problems, as has alongside Joey Barrett on the front straightaway. And Corey Hutchinson has just spun as well. Boy, it's all going awry this afternoon. That's in progress as Barrett lost control off of turn 4, it looked like. Got absolutely slammed into by Vincent, and a hard hit for Plute. And that's what took Plute out of contention here. And then Corey Hutchinson, all by himself, no idea what the heck happened here. Caution is already out at this point. It's been out for a while. And he's just going to lose the tail end. What a weird chain of events for the number 28 as he's going to slide, and he is going to keep it off of the inside wall. But, boy, that is a weird one. So Barrett just missed the bottom, went way up the hill. And right about here, he's just going to break traction. And there's the impact. Feel bad for Gracias there. Nothing that Gracias did wrong. Nothing that he really could do in that situation, other than kind of just be along for the ride. So Gracias has been forced to pit road as a result. And that was the lap prior, apologies. This is coming down into turn 3. He's got Plute right in front of him. Fourteenth yellow of the day on lap 92 of 150. Christopher Darling making a last-minute call to come down to pit road. You know, people were mentioning earlier on about how people just needed to drive with their heads screwed on. And there should be a good run tonight. There There was a word said by administration about how there needed to be an improvement on driver conduct, and it seems like some took it to heart more than others. Ryan Shelton going to lead the way back to the green flag, this time by Cosmo Yanashu to his outside of the Tiltify Camry. Green flag back in the air. And an immediate scramble down low. Philip Scott kind of gets left out to dry on the outside. I think a lot of that late race desperation starting to set in as laps tick away. So the front runners will get single file out quickly. Nate Cotilla slips up the racetrack at the number 5 up in turn 2. Sedarius Days tracking inside, and here comes Christopher Darling, sends one to the inside of Jason Gracias. So season 1 and 2 champions going at it. Ryan Shelton's been able to pull clear of Cosby Onnishu, and again, Ryan Shelton was very confident. We talked to him in the first third of this race about his ability to make tracks here, provided he gets that long green flag run. So far, he has not gotten it, but he's been trying his best all the same. He knows he still has to have that short run pace if he wants to keep these guys at bay, especially if this is going to be such a rapid fire start, stop race. Holy cow, Sedarius Days way to the inside and almost gets picked off by Ben Mashburn. Oh man, what are we doing here, boys? As Christopher Darling trying for the inside down the back straightaway, nothing doing. 3 wide off of turn 4. Days backs out from up top. Mashburn drives away. This here, the fight for 15th on down. Second place also picking up as Philip Scott makes quick work of Cosmin Yanashu. Meanwhile, here is Darling and Moore going side by side through 3 and 4. Trouble for Jeffrey Reed up in 4. No caution, though. We'll keep it green. Car did roll to a near full stop, and this was a self-inflicted error, but he did collect Wesley Dunphy with him. And how about that? Longest green flag run of the night. As Christopher Darling will take to the inside of Stan Hausman. Ryan Newman will drop back another couple. Jeff Mello and Garrett Austin will also exchange hands as I'm going to be careful on saying we're entering the long game because Gracias just doored the crap out of Ben Mashburn. Yeah, almost started to wonder if something was said to the drivers under the... Okay, well, there we go. Ryan Newman getting taken out by Ben Mashburn, and around they both go. I was just talking about perhaps something was said to these drivers under the last yellow flag, and... well, if there was, it may have gone out the window. So, I just got loose. That's all that happened there. Ryan Newman just got loose, and nothing that Ben Mashburn could have done there. And Mashburn found the concrete on the inside. Gets the car back settled before he gets run over. on board with Mashburn. There's the hit that he took from Gracias. And right about there, he gets loose. That's all she wrote. Gracias in the pit road for service, as is Plout, Shu, Farella, and more. Wheeler is in as well. So the lights aboard the iRacing base car will once again go out. And we enter the back third of this race. We will have 46 to go when we take the green flag. Green flag set to come out this time by for the close of our 15th caution flag. Macias makes the dive back into pit road. Out of the field. Works cleanly down the back straightaway. Top four jockeying for position. No attempts for a lunge, though, among those top four being made into turn three. One car falling back, that is Jason Shu in the Budweiser number 3. He'll slip towards the tail end. Oh boy, Minazzi Major under fire by Nicholas Coates. As Coates and Amber are going to be put nose to tail. Oh, look out, one car into the grass, back straight away. That is Barrett. Looking like kept it off the inside wall, kicking some grass trimmings around, but should be more or less good to go. But tell you what, Nicholas Coates is getting the elbows out here as he is really trying to find a way to battle back up and into the top 5. Not an easy run right now that Coates is having, as Amber really making him work for his lunch money this afternoon. There goes Ethan Amber. He's going to cut to the inside of Minazzi Major. Stan Hausman's found the inside wall big time on the back straightaway. And the Beer Street Journal number 39 going to be put down and out. Hang on. This is going to be a violent impact into the tire bundles here as he gets loose, spins, and just a passenger. No caution for that, though. We stay green. Coates back to the inside of Major. Still trying to battle for 6th. Christopher Darling, the Season 1 champion, leaning on the door of the number 7. Oh, Coke gets loose, sideways, back up into traffic, cuts it back down low. Able to recover and a beautiful save for the number 7. "40 laps to go, this time by the line. Christopher Darling, Benazzi Major, scrambling back to the inside. Major going for the over-under. Out of turn 4. He's got momentum, but he's not going to have enough to make a realistic dive into the wide arcing entry of 1. And the yellow flag comes out once more, and this time it is for Gracias up high in turn 2. Jeffrey Reed's also at an issue. So there you see Reed spinning around. And then moments later, Jason Gracias comes along, gets loose, corrects, and looking like he does keep it out of the wall. So a harmless slide for Jason Gracias puts under the caution flag for the 16th time. Back in a moment.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Back to Green Flag TV. We will restart racing action with 35 to go on our 16th yellow flag of the night. Ryan Shelton still leads the way. Philip Scott running back in second. These guys have been really trying to go at it the last little while. Matt Schlosser is in the fray as well. Christopher Darling and Benazzi Major have been coming to blows the last little bit as well. 7 cars did come down to pit road under that yellow flag. Ryan Newman, Dave Farrell Wheeler were in on the lap 102 yellow, and then on this caution, you had Cotilla, Austin, Shu, Mashburn, Plute, Reed, Barrett, Vincent, and Gracias all down to pit road. Still got 25 laps to go. Green flag back in the air. Kosmianishu started to try to claw his way back through the field after he came down to pit road on this latest yellow flag. Gets around Dave Farella. Now looking to do the same on Corey Hutchinson. Yanishu the furthest driver up with some of the freshest tires in this field. Oh boy, a couple of cars slipping wide. One into the wall. That's Benazzi Major. Major kind of getting rebounded off the outside wall in two. Well, Matt Schlosser wants to time for a second. Trouble from straight away. Farella goes around. He's into the inside wall. And that brings out the yellow flag for the 17th time tonight. Just when you think it's over, there's one more. Kind of hard to tell if he had help there or not. I think that was more by himself. And oh, he found the water barrels down there. Now, this will be a little bit more telling here. From the spotter stand. He's got Garrett Austin down low, so there was a little bit of contact to send him wide. But he may have had he definitely got a helping hand from Ryan Newman, but the question was that car already going around before he got hit? On board to Farella. No, he just got turned. Nicholas Coate comes down to pit road. Justin Mello fakes at the last second to stay out of the FTF.GG number 53 Toyota Camry. Shoe Reed Vincent all to pit road, no doubt to get some more damage repairs. "31 laps to go." Coming up on Green Flag TV, the SRA IEL Truck Series swings to the Darlington Raceway for the Southern Time Lemonade 147. That'll be on Saturday night at 7:55 p.m. Eastern Time. The ASRL Xfinity Series has their 2-hour or 120 lapper at the Auto Club Speedway. And that is followed up by the Ole Miss Road Cup Series down at Kentucky Speedway for round 11 on Tuesday. Big news, new league coming to Green Flag TV. The PSR Sim Gaming Expo Truck Series for their season opener. It'll be the Goodyear Commercial Tire of Fort Wayne 215 at Talladega Super Speedway. That will be at 8:25 p.m. Eastern Time on Wednesday night. While I might not be in the booth for that one, that series is in very good hands. Evan Pasoko on comms, Derek Watson backing him up, and Dustin Allis will be in the production trailer. So come on out Wednesday night for a new season opener on Green Flag TV. Meanwhile, the Beer League, at their regular time slot, will return the week later. "29 laps to go when we take the green flag. Closing out caution flag number 17 on the night. Ryan Shelton, Philip Scott, Matt Schlosser, Ethan Amber, Christopher Darling, Dalton Powell. The top three rows. Well, I feel like tonight's race, the winner's just going to be happy that they survived to the end of what's been a grueling journey for this 31-car field. Green flag back in the air, this time by fanning out, 3 wide. Mello getting a bit condensed in the middle, but he's able to escape it. And he's squeezed still as Austin. Multiple cars scrambling on the back straightaway. Cosmin Yanishu on the move. Yanishu back to 8th, and oh boy, Josiah Vincent sending Benazzi Major into turn 3. Way up the track is Sedarius Days. 28 to go. 3, looking for 4. Plute makes the wise choice and avoids going 4 wide. Down the back straightaway. I know this track's wide enough for it, but just because you can doesn't mean you should. Dalton Powell under fire now as the Tiltify Camry continuing to claw his way through the field. Oh boy, a little bit of a door check does Cosmin Yanishu have it in him to finally take win number 1 of his Speed Cup Series career. It's been a hard-fought ride. Bad luck streak after bad luck streak. Week after week after week. Today's days into the infield grass. We got one around, multiple around. Caution, iRacing. There we go. That was way late on the trigger for that one as Branson and Hutchinson looked like they got the worst of that, but a big mess up high in 4. So Sedarius Days on the inside of Corey Hutchinson. And, yep, lost the tail end as he slides inside. And Corey Hutchinson got loose as well. And that slipped him up into Martin Plute, who clipped Branson. And, bam, a massive hit there for Farella. And, whoo, Terrell Wheeler just skating through the middle of that one while the number 8 car had to really lock it down. Getting a little dicey there all around, it looked like. Golly, that is a heavy impact there. Let's try to find Terrell Wheeler, see if we can get a ride on board with him. This is with the number 43 Chevy Camaro for LGR Motorsports. And that was in turn 2. And it kicks off in 4. Great job to get around that. Joey Barrett did unfortunately find the inside wall. As there's a little bit of a hip check, and Branson, oh my goodness. A couple of pretty hard impacts in there. You saw Jason Shu come to a stop as well. Green flag should be coming out with 22 to go. Ryan Shelton will lead the way out of turn number 4. With the Interstellar SRV number 400 Camaro of Matt Schlosser to his outside. Green flag back in the air. Amber trying to make that quick course correction down low to take away the number 2 spot. Whole pack fanning out. Darling sends it, takes out Matt Schlosser. No, the top 2 going around. Multiple cars sliding, still tagging off each other. Matt burns around. Hard hits into the outside wall. Garcia's destroyed. Plute destroyed. Multiple crashes on the front straightaway. Pandemonium and the big one at the Milwaukee Mile. Oh, you're kidding me. Tough break there for Schlosser and Moore. It was looking so well for these guys, and it just fell apart. There was Darling. That was after he sent it on Matt Schlosser. And everybody checked up, but I thought for a moment we'd escape it. Watch Gracias at the tail end. Plute got into Mashburn. That's what spun those guys heavily into the outside wall. Then Darling got turned around again. Schlosser got turned around. Josiah Vincent got punted around. Just a huge mess on the front straightaway. It's that little hit's all it takes, and behind, it was just a big checkup that kind of caused everything else to take off. Couple of brutal impacts there all around. Tell you what, some drivers did manage to more or less get around that. Jeez. And Branson, jeez Louise, the 20 or the 92. Right on board the Hillbilly Motorsports number 92 Camaro. Never mind. Did run over Vincent, so not entirely unscathed, but does save the worst of it. $18 laps to go now when we take to the green flag. Suns come back out over the Wisconsin State Fairgrounds. Started to put some more heat into the track. And I feel like some drivers getting a bit hot under the collar. Once again, pace car is set to make its dive into pit road. And we'll try again. Garrett Austin under fire from Justin Mello. The FTF.GG Camry screaming to the inside of Austin. Yanishu leaning on the door. Schlosser forcing him up and out of the groove. So far, everything is moving pretty smoothly. Field working to the back straightaway, and with 16 to go, the fight for the spots right around the cusp of the top 5 are on. And they're looking for 3 deeper in the field. Oh, trouble! Big hit into the wall for Garrett Austin. Garrett Austin's upside down! Austin flips the first car, replay TV, and Hutchinson! Save it, save it! Holy cow! Hutchinson and Gracias with a near miss. But a huge ride for Garrett Austin as he finds himself on his lid. And that pushes us to caution flag number 20. Watch here as Garrett Austin comes off of 4, just gets loose, gets it to Cosby Yanishu up hard into the wall. And then when he was up on 2 wheels, Schlosser came in and slammed into the undercarriage and pitched that 34 up and over. And Corey Hutchinson with the escape of a lifetime. upside down for the 34 entry as he slid all the way down the front straightaway. And there is the 28, just escaping down low and nearly got into it with Jason Garcia as well. This is on board with Hutchinson. Oh boy. And from Gracias in the number 1. Missed that and just barely avoids the 28 as he comes back up the track. And one more time, this is on board with Garrett Austin. Tough break for the Highline, or for the Gold Octopus Motorsports driver. Was hoping for more this afternoon, and well, would it be a green flag TV race if one of our in-race interviews did get into trouble late in the game? 12 laps the distance as the iRacing pace car pulls down. Green flag is back up. Battle for third is on as Cosmin Yanishu picks off the number 3 spot. Now the question is, do they make it back, or will we get another yellow? Christopher Darling losing time, and we're going to have another caution. Cotillo around and Brandt with a heavy hit into the outside wall. Branson just avoided 1 or 2 crashes, not lucky enough this time. Cotillo's already way loose, and Branson just went heavily into the outside wall. So we'll find out what happened to Nate Cotillo here for the Highline Motorsports number 5. Oh, he got turned by Mashburn. Just dumped him. And that puts us under the yellow flag for the 21st time tonight. One more yellow on the boards. We'll be back in a moment. And he's set to go back to green flag racing. Less than 10 laps to go. 8 on the boards when we take to the green flag. And in the hands of Ryan Shelton. Jumping on the loud pedal. We're back to it. Screaming into turn numbers 1 and 2 as we work down towards the back straightaway. Shelton with 2 wins under his belt already this season. 1 at Vegas, 1 at Coda. Trying to make it 3. Christopher Darling checks down low as he is going to get a little bit crossed up out of turn 4. Bit of 3 wide on the approach to turn 1. Wheeler chasing Ryan Newman. And Philip Scott running over Ryan Newman as Newman got a little bit loose. Now Newman cuts low across the nose of Philip Scott. And sends it in deep and takes him out. Hard into the outside wall for Scenarios Days. Hard into the outside wall for Philip Scott. Scott getting taken out. Unbelievable. Well, the drama just escalates and escalates and escalates as this mess coming down into the corner. And we'll jump back a bit further ahead here. Wonder if he got loose and overcorrected. Well, we might have a chance to check it out as we got another caution flag. That is number 22, and this one is for Corey Hutchinson. Hutchinson finds himself spinning around as a result of this incident, and this, he was already kind of loose there. Got tagged up the backside by the number 8 Napa Auto Parts machine. Racias avoids, Ryan Newman avoids, and that is what puts us under the yellow flag for the 22nd time tonight. Let's run on board with Newman. This will be the lap on the lead up. Look at him really cranking that wheel. Didn't get loose. Oh, Scott might have gotten a little bit impatient there. Newman cuts him off. Oh, just locked up. Locked up, car went straight. And this will be our first overtime attempt of the night. So our first overtime attempt of this race, this is one of 2. Just not the way we were hoping to have racing action pan out this afternoon. But next week on the Speed Cup Series here on Thursday nights on Green Flag TV, we got Darlington, so make of that what you will. Could go either way. And then Bristol. So a 90 lapper around the Lady in Black to kick off the month of April. That'll be our throwback night as well. iRacing pace car will make its sharp left-hand turn down to the pit road this time by. 2 laps to go. Do we make it to the white flag? Green flag is back in the air. Final dash of the afternoon. Everyone's fanning out, jogging whatever spots they can get. Cosmin Yanic is up to third, looking for second on Ethan Amberg. That's allowed Ryan Shelton to just pull away up in front. 3 drivers, 3 different teams, all scrapping for the 3 spots on the podium. They will make it up 4 to the white flag. Ryan Shelton into 1 and 2 for the final time. Ethan Amberg tracking for second behind. It's just a battle for who will finish best of the rest. Terrell Wheeler has gone around to the back straightaway. We'll take a look at that in a moment. But Shelton off of 4. Ryan Shelton, for the 3rd time in 2025, goes to victory lane. And Max Schloss are going to put Ben Mashburn into the wall. Expressing some displeasure as they come to the line. And there is Ryan Shelton, the lucky driver, to take his 3rd win in 2025 in Speed Cup Series competition. Big day for the driver out of Pacolet, South Carolina. As he'll burn it down. Trying to get a quick look on what happened on the back straightaway to Terrell Wheeler and more. A wild outing, though, in this one, and this will be the closing laps. There's Terrell Wheeler alongside the number 8 of Jeremiah Vincent. Wheeler way locked up into turn 1. Gave up 1 spot there. Joey Barrett tracked into the side, turned him around to the back straightaway. That got Philip Scott, and it got more, and a huge hit to the wall for Wesley Dunphy. Ryan Newman caught air as he fired back across the racetrack. And Wheeler, what in the heck was that, Terrell? Turned into the inside wall and just didn't. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. That's all I can say for that one. And then coming to the line, Max Schlosser got into a big time with with Ben Mashburn, as Mashburn tried to give him the bumper. It was a huge bump and run attempt into turn numbers 3 and 4. Schlosser clearly was not happy about it because off of turn 4, just drove him into the fence. Was able to hang on for 10th place as a result. Boy, a messy way to end racing action here this afternoon, but we'll get a chance to take a rundown of your official post-race results. After a brutal slugfest here at the Wisconsin State Fairgrounds, it's Ryan Shelton, Ethan Amberg, and Cosmin Yonashu for the top 3. We'll talk to all of them in just a moment. Benazzi Major picks up 4th, Nicholas Cope back in 5th. Christopher Darley was in 6th with Dalton Powell in 7th, Justin Mello in 8th, Josiah Vincent in 9th, and Ben Mashburn closes out the top 10. Jeremiah Vincent and Jeffrey Reed 11th and 12th with Corey Hutchinson, Tim Branson, Jason Shue, Dave Farrell, Philip Scott, and Ryan Newman. The last cars finished this race on the lead lap. Max Lawson, Terrell Wheeler close out the top 10 this afternoon. Both drivers looking like have been disqualified. From racing action tonight with Joey Barrett, Jason Garcia, Sedarius Days, Nate Cotilla, Wesley Dunphy, Garrett Austin, Martin Blut, Stan Hausman, Doug Milner, Arabia Keita, Colton Easterday, and Chris Sawyer closing out the field, with Sawyer failing to start racing action tonight. So a pretty wild way to close out this race tonight, and we'll let you get a chance now to give a chit-chat here to Ryan Shelton, the driver that comes home number 1 this afternoon, as we'll bring the driver to Pacolet, South Carolina, into the broadcast booth. It was a brutal race this afternoon, and one that Shelton was confident that he could take the win on if we got a long green flag run. Well, Ryan, the long green flag run never really came, but you were able to make the most out of the short pace run, and you come home number 1 this afternoon for the 3rd time in 2025.
Yeah, that was definitely a race that happened. Yeah, we never got the long run, but I was able to make a pass on Philip. Finally got one set up, and he got, I'm not exactly sure what happened with him. I was able to get up underneath him and set the pass up, and I made the pass work. And then I got out front, and that's all I need. I just needed to get out front. I knew if I could control the restarts, it'd be really hard to pass around here, because really the only way to get around is passing on the inside. You cannot pass on the outside. And so if you could just make sure to keep the car that's trying to pass you not to go on the inside, then you can pretty much hold your position.
It was quite a race you had to fight for this afternoon. You're one of the few cars that exits this race with a clean number 99. All things considered, it's looking good on a bid for a championship run. 3rd win of the season. It's always big news. Looking like a chase run is going to be all but secured for you. What's your reactions as we get set to roll into Darlington?
It's looking pretty good. I will have to take provisionals for the next 2 weeks. I fortunately will not be able to race the next 2 weeks, but we'll come back for Chicago and try to get another win, and just try to bank as many wins as I can going into the playoffs, because I know the regular season championship is not something I'm probably going to be able to get to, but the final championship is what I'm trying to get to this year.
Well, the season end championship is the one that matters. So, Ryan, we'll wish you the best of luck when we go racing. When we see you, it'll be in the Windy City. For the meantime, congratulations on your 3rd win of 2025.
Thanks, man.
Ryan Shelton comes home number 1 this afternoon. And we'll give a talk now to Ethan Amber, the driver that comes home number 2 at the end of the night, as Ethan, try as you may, just not able to run down Shelton on the few green flag runs we got tonight, but still a 2nd place given the events of tonight. That's not a bad result at all.
No, not at all. Didn't quite have the pace to get up there with Ryan, but this Highline Motorsports Ghost Sim Racing Ford Mustang was quick tonight. A lot of yellows slowed the pace down. This race was a little bit too much about who got the best restart and not about who had the fastest car, so that's going to happen every once in a while.
Overall, still a good outing for you. A lot of good points scored on the boards. You were already looking pretty set on points coming into this race this afternoon. With that said, looking at the overall championship, do you have any concerns in these next few weeks as we get set to gear for the chase, or is it just seeing what comes next week by week?
Yeah, you just got to take it week by week. Can't get too excited looking at a leaderboard or anything like that. There's always points to be gained and points to be lost with as big as the field as we're seeing right now. One race could be a 35, 40 point swing if it doesn't go your way. So got to be prepared for everything and go in every week expecting to have to work for it.
Well, still a long way to go. Darlington Raceway is up next. We'll hopefully see you again in South Carolina, Ethan.
You know it, Darlington's a fun track. It's our throwback week for us, so that'll be fun.
Ethan Amber got a double in Ohio, comes home number 2 this afternoon, and we'll bring up Cosmin Yannishu into the broadcast booth, the driver that finishes 3rd to close out the podium. And Cosmin, once again, coming up a little bit short for a race win this afternoon, but a 3rd place, given the fact that you finished this race with a relatively clean car, impressive enough as it is. You had a moment there where you had to kind of battle your way back through the field due to a pit strategy call. Talk us through it.
I think that would have been the right pit strategy call if dirty air wasn't such an important factor in this. I mean, he had 60 lap older tires and somehow still maintained the same pace, even quicker than I was. So I mean, yeah, that was the right call. That was definitely a Ryan the Rocky strategy call there, and it worked out. It wasn't that hard to pass the field. At that point, everybody was. I don't know what everybody was doing, but what really mattered, in my opinion, was the fuel tank. Having full fuel made it rotate very well, and I was able to get under people to pass them. Yeah, it was fun though. I mean, for what the race was, even though we only got maybe 7 laps of green flag run, that was okay. How did you guys feel about it?
It was a ride. I think it
Roller
could be
coaster.
It could be best put, I think, in the words of our race winner. It was a race that happened for sure.
Exactly.
But you took the front to back to front challenge, right? I mean, you had to take that pit stop tow, not the pit stop tow, sorry, just the pit stop run middle of the race. With everything that was happening, especially in the final third, was getting through there cleanly ever a major concern for you?
A little bit. They were a little bit unpredictable, especially on corner exits. People weren't tracking up enough, and they were holding me down underneath the halfway line on the back stretch or the front stretch. So you just have to account for that, and that slows you down, obviously. But other than that, I knew I had the pace to get back up there. My only issue was, can I keep up with the guys up front to get close to them to get them to making a mistake? And unfortunately, I was the one who made a mistake on the last restart. I botched that restart like Jeff Gordon, as I'm the 24. That's just very, very on point. That is my favorite driver, so I learned from him.
Well, the win might remain elusive, but a podium at the end of tonight is definitely nothing to shrug off at all. We'll hopefully see you again, and who knows, maybe that first win will come at Darlington, South Carolina next week.
I doubt it. Darlington's one of my worst tracks. I will, if I don't hit the wall there, that will be probably my goal, not to have the right front taken off of it. I just want to take Tiltify, Lucky Ducks, and Go Sim Racing, Art Armor, everybody who put their stuff on my car. Appreciate that. Appreciate you guys for broadcasting. Appreciate Speed for putting it up. Yeah, I'll see you next week.
Well, we'll wish you the best of luck when we return to action next week. That was Cosmin Yonishu coming home number 3 this afternoon, and that is going to do it for our racing action here on a Thursday afternoon. Boy, what a wild ride it was this afternoon, and still a ride that's going to no doubt be left in the minds of quite a few drivers entering this one. No doubt some drivers feeling a little bit frustrated after that one, and well, Darlington and Bristol, 2 tracks that could go either way. We'll see how this one's going to pan out. But for now, coming up on Green Flag TV, before we get to next Thursday night, it's going to be the SRA IL Truck Series for Round 2, the Southern Time Lemonade 147 at the Darlington Raceway. Coming on up for you on Saturday night, with Sunday night hosting the SRL Xfinity Series at Auto Club Speedway. Ole Miss Rail swings back to the Quaker State Kentucky Speedway for the Ole Miss Rail Cup Series on Tuesday night. And then on Wednesday, it's a new series, the PSR Sim Gaming Expo Truck Series for the Goodyear Commercial Tire Fort Wayne 215 at Talladega to kick off their first ever season of racing action on Green Flag TV. That's all the time we've got for one afternoon. If you want to find out more about who we are and what we can offer you, check us out today at www.greenflagtv.com. We'll see you next week on Green Flag TV.